Good morning, everybody. Today, Philip and my name is Ferdi, we're going to present the products of the brand name Safire. Within the ecosystem of Safire, we have different products. Like, for example, our main product line is cameras and recorders. Also, we have monitors, cables, testers, and we're forgetting something. We have also network products. Okay, I would like Philip to present the cameras of Safire Smart. So back to you.
Okay, thanks, Ferdi. Okay, let's go on with the cameras from Safire Smart. As you can see, we have here several cameras lined up. We're going to go through them one by one. Obviously, we don't have all the products here, but just to give you a little idea how they look. First of all, I want to tell you, like, all the cameras we have in different versions. So we have it in turret version, we have it in bullet version, we have a dome version of the cameras, and also we have the PTZ cameras. The dome and the PTZ cameras we're not having here, but we have like the basic cameras here. So here I want to first start with the turret cameras. As you can see, most models come with two color lines. It's either white or dark gray color, so depending on where you want to install it, if it needs to be visible or if it needs to fit in the ecosystem, we have it in different colors. All the cameras come from 2 megapixel all the way up to 8 megapixels. And we have different series in Safire Smart. It goes from the basic version, so the B series, up to the E series and all the way to the I series. So those type of cameras we have depending on the installations you want to have. Like I said, turret camera, here the special gray one. As you can see, this is a version with dual light. We have different cameras with different lighting options. This specific camera has dual light. You can see that also when you go to our website, like that with the DL in the model name means dual light. We can see it here. It has two different lights. It has the white LED and it has the infrared. So we can make sure that we have, during the night, we have a nice image. So this, for example, would be the turret camera. We have it here, the 4 megapixel in gray. So this would be a really interesting model. Then let's go to the bullet version. I'm gonna pick another one here. And this one as well. So here we would have one of the basic cameras. No LEDs, as you can see. This is a really basic version. 6 megapixel in this case, really small, with all the connectors in the back, with power over internet, and we also can power it with an extra 12 volt adapter. So that would be the basic bullet version of it. We also have a Wi-Fi camera in our catalog, as you can see here with the antenna. Here we have, again, our connectors with the PoE cable. We have audio and the power. And then we also have some advanced cameras. This would be an advanced model. Let's see which one it is. So we have here an SL camera. As I said before, here we have a dual light camera. In Safire Smart, we also have cameras with the SL option. That means siren and light. Those cameras can be used for active deterrence. So if we want to set up an event, we can set up a trigger. So when there's, for example, a simple line crossing or a motion detection, that the camera has a siren and a light flashing, so the guy who's coming in knows directly there's a CCTV system checking on him. So this would be an advanced bullet camera, in this case here with the 4 megapixel exactly. So then here to complete everything, we have another turret camera. This is the basic version of our turret camera. We can see here again with the LEDs. So we also have color at night. What's really good with those turret cameras, depending where we want to install it, is if it's on the ceiling or on the wall, we can just turn it in the direction we want to have it. And also this part of the camera here is like a little ball, so we can put it in every direction we basically want to have it. So we have the perfect image and the perfect video surveillance. Again here, power over internet with like all the other cameras, and with an extra power if we need to power it separately. So those are basically the main basic cameras we have in our assortment. As I said before, we also have some advanced cameras like the PTZ cameras, and we have also some LPR cameras. So Safire Smart has a pretty complete ecosystem when we talk about the cameras. Yeah,
Wow.
I would say so. Ferdy, do you want to add something to that?
Nice, nice. I have a pretty interesting question. Basically, I like this camera. You know why? Because you can use it for many options. Do we have the same model as well in the turret?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
Nice. I think it's a nice option for you guys for installation. Personally, I like the turret camera more than the bullet cameras. Even though, if you need presentation, hey, there is a camera. Obviously, you need to go for the bullet camera. So, what I want to add is that almost all cameras has the microphone integrated.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also listen to the camera footage. The exception is in the Doom cameras. The Doom cameras does not have audio integrated. Although with advanced models you can add a microphone, an external microphone as well, if that's needed. And also SD card recording, except the B1 models, so the basic models like this one. Okay, so
yeah, it's like all the other cameras have an SD slot. Normally with the bullet camera it's underneath or right above the lens, so it's easy to find, as well as a reset button if you use to reset the camera. So pretty easy to find right above the lens.
Oh yeah, some other comments. This camera, the Wi-Fi camera, you can also connect with your mobile peer-to-peer. You don't need a recorder. For the rest of the cameras, you need to have a recorder because those are professional cameras. Okay then, look, what's next? We're gonna present the recorders, right? Gonna tell you a little bit about the difference of the recorder. Let's put this back. Cameras back in the background. Let me check on something else.
Oh, what I also wanted to add before we start with the recorders. Also, like a lot of people just see the camera here on the website or in the video. We have several cameras which are metal, so really resistant. And, so this specific one is metal.
Especially the 080 bullet cameras.
Exactly.
They're
so
very nice.
Really good quality. So yeah, just a little side note.
So we're going to talk about the recorders, mainly about the network video recorders. Obviously, we have also the XVRs that can handle coax cameras, but today we're going to talk about IP, because mainly everything is IP. About coax cameras, it's like plug and play. So the main interesting part here is the NVRs, how easy it is to set up. So let me take one model first, okay? No, this one no. I'm gonna start with a basic model. They all look the same. Basic model. Just like most recorders, black, right? With 3 LEDs, USB up front for backup. At the back side, this is the basic one, simple version. So we have a VGA monitor output, HDMI monitor output, up to 4K till 30 Hz. Okay. Ethernet input, obviously. USB input. Audio in and out, and power in. Now the next. Oh, by the way, this is the, as you saw in the title, this is from the 6000 B2 series. So it's really advanced and budget friendly recorder. Next one. Next one, we have, I can show you the front, it looks exactly the same. So starting at the back side, it's the most interesting part, especially for installers or who would like to install how it's being connected, right? So at the back, we find a whole more ports. Yeah, these are the PoE ports to power up the camera and connect the cameras, the IP cameras, to the recorder. How does it work? Super simple. I can show you right now. Okay, so let me take one camera. And can you pass me on the cable, please, Philip? Yeah, nice red one.
Yeah, let's go with the red one, like for Safire Smart.
So, one cable, two connectors. Put this one in here. And we connect this one in here. Power the device up, follow the wizard, and you're good to go. We're gonna show you that later on, how easy it is to set up this situation. Okay, let's continue. Power input is 48 volts up to 52. This is needed because all the PoE devices power over Ethernet or 48 volt. Then we have our main network connection, VGA, HDMI, again a USB port for backup or the mouse, audio in out, and this is for the 8000 B2 series. Okay, we have alarm in and outputs. So for example, if you want to control something, that something is moving or you have a motion detection, then you can trigger one of those relays. And if you're handy enough, you know how to connect a relay and switch on a light, you can use that in the recorder. We're not going to talk about this today because we're going to talk about the basics today. Today we're going to talk about how easy it is to get a setup that 80% these days are using. Okay, so let's move on to the other model. So this model is a 8000 series B2 with double network cards. So we can see that here at the back. So we have two network ports. Now you're thinking like, why do I need to have two network ports? Okay. For simple installations, up to 8 cameras, in general speaking, you don't need it. On the other hand, if you want to separate your cameras from your main network, you might like to have it. And it's just as easy as setting up the other devices or the other type of recorders. But when you're going up to 16 or 32 or maybe 128 cameras or more, you definitely want to use a separate network. Why is that? Because cameras are using data. Now, for one camera, and if you're using the right codec, like the most advanced one, it uses maximum 10 megabytes per second. This will not slow your network down. but multiply that with 128. It will definitely slow down your network. So this is why Safire Smart in the 8000 B2 series has got 2 network ports. Later on, we're gonna show you how easy it is to set this up. So it looks like, wow, it's really advanced, but with basic knowledge, you should be able to set this up. If not, we're gonna put these videos online as well. So later on, you can check the short videos, hey, how to set up a recorder, the 8000 B2 series, and you'll be done. Okay, I guess that's it. Oh, there's another Aventis. It's got 2 USB at the back, so you could put a hard drive behind it for always making backups whenever you are, where you are, because remotely you can access the recorder and you can back up important video files. Okay, what's next, Philip? You're gonna do the monitors?
I would say so. Yes. I think we're gonna show
them the little one.
Monitors.
I will unpack the big one.
So okay, I'm gonna show you here right now a really interesting device. So this is a little Safire monitor, which could be really useful for a lot of installers, because you can basically do your Safire Smart setup just having your this portable monitor with you. You can set up the recorder, you can set up the cameras and everything. So this will be the model. Again, here the most interesting part is at the back. You can see here all the connections. Obviously, we can power it with 12 volt. We have an HDMI port. We have also a VGA port. We have audio in and video out and in. So I think this could be a really handy device if you're on the road as an installer and want to set up your Safire Smart installations. This could be a really good option. Yeah. Do you have anything to add to this monitor? But because I think we're going to see it later on.
It's full metal.
It is full metal.
It's pretty sturdy.
It's quite heavy. It has an extra stand, so you can have it here. It's easy to handle. You can, yeah, do your installation with that.
Okay. Now the other monitor. I give it to you. Basic model.
Exactly. So this will be a basic model we have from Safire. This is a 20-inch monitor. I think this is especially a monitor for CCTV surveillance. We turn it around. Here again, talking about the connectors. We can power it. We have HDMI and VGA, so basically everything you need for video surveillance. Here we have the connectors.
VZ mount.
Exactly, that's what I was looking for. Or you can also put it, we have a stand which comes with the monitor. So this in combination with our recorders is definitely working.
Full HD, yeah?
Full HD as well. So
no compromises.
Exactly, so yeah.
Great.
Really good, I put that by side. And then I think we could go on to the switches, or
yeah,
what do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take over.
All right then, switches. We need network switches, right? So to stay in the ecosystem, we used the network switches of Safire. They look nice, they're sturdy, price compatible, really strong. The nice part is, from the most switches, they come with an integrated power supply. So no hassle with an extra external power supply. It's internal. This model comes with 1 uplink and 8 power over Ethernet connections. 2 of them are high PoE, up to 60 watts per port. So when using a high PoE PTZ camera, you can use this switch. The other 6 are PoE and PoE Plus together, up to 30 watts per port. In total, this can handle up to 120 watts. So how it's going to be connected? Quite simple. Let's take our recorder. This one not. Let me see. Yeah, this one. Simple recorder. How is it connected? Oh, here you have some examples, because there's also models with fiber optics in dual uplink, like this one. So take a look at the catalog and you will find the switch that you need for your project. Okay, so how it's going to be connected? Let's see. So we can connect the uplink. Let me move this one away. You connect the uplink into the recorder, right? So here we have our basics. Later on, the cameras, quite simple. We connect this one in here, and we are done. That simple. But now I see you're thinking, hey, but Ferdy, with these short cables we cannot manage it, obviously. So for this we have also simple solution. Okay, so you can install longer cables without needing any special tools. Let me present. Missing.
What you're looking for?
The small keystone.
Check if I see it. You can start and I'll check.
I'm sorry, we're a little bit unprepared here. I thought I had. Yes, I see it.
Oh, there we go.
It was hiding under our stuff. So let me first unpack the keystone. What is a keystone? A keystone, you connect a UTP cable, and from the UTP cable you can use any short or long PATS cable to connect to the camera. So how it works, in here you connect the UTP cable, connect the PATS cable to the keystone, and from the keystone you connect this to the camera. And I know you're thinking right now, but you need tools to connect this one, right? No. Let me present. Let me show you how. So we take this, open, this can be pushed all together. This can be opened. This can be taken off. This one is already being connected, right? So, stripping the cable for this, yes, you need a tool, a cutting tool, but everybody has the cutting tools, right? We're talking about installation without special tools. So, every electrician should be able to cut this cable. So if you are an electrician and you're thinking about doing an extra business, you can start with the camera business. So on the inside, we see the color scheme, how you need to connect those cables. So you twist one cable open, okay? Keep it as short as possible, and then you just push the cables inside. I hope you can see it on the camera. When all the cables are pushed inside correctly, you just slide on. Let me take this one off. Let me take this one off. to have a good view, then you just push this one up and everything will slide in and connect with the cable, and you're done. So again, no special tools needed, right? So next. So what if you think you have made a mistake? For this, we are also selling testing tools. Okay? So how does the testing tool work? Let me unbox this testing tool. So first of all short cables you can test, right? So you click the one in the other end, and in the other end you press the button, okay, and it will start testing the cable. If there is a wire not connected correctly, the light will not come up. But then again, you're asking, Freddy, this one is stick together. How can I measure one end from the other end? Yeah, that's right. They thought about it. Okay, 2 reasons. One, they stick together for not losing one on the other part, okay? And the other hand, you can move from one end to the other end and test a cable, right? So, and this one is to test coax cables on this side. So it's a very useful tool. Then, would you like to present the CCTV tester, Philip?
Sure, we can do that.
Yes. Then I'll put this.
Let's see how we can power it on. We also have a CCTV tester here. Let's turn it on. Let's see if it turns on. So, with this CCTV tester, what we could basically do, we can do exactly the same we can do with our unit tester. We can also test the cables we have prepared with our keystones and with the UTP cables. It is not turning on. Let's see.
Flat battery.
It looks like it, right? Give me a second. Let's see if it turns on. It does not.
It might be.
Okay, never mind. It actually, then we just, actually it's a really handy tool. I think between the tester we have over there, which is a simple cable tester, we also have this Safire CCTV tester. So like I said before, what we can do, we can test the cables we've just prepared. But what else can we do with this tester? We also have here several connections. We have an HDMI connection here, an HDMI out, and we have on top an HDMI in. So basically what we can do, we can connect our cameras to this device and can see if everything is working, if you have an image, and we can go on with our installation. We have as well here on the top video out and video in. And yeah, so it's definitely a handy tool together with the other unit cable tester. So yeah, I think that's it for the accessoires, right?
Yeah,
do you
have anything more? No, I see where I hide the other one.
There it is.
There it is. So let me check quickly if there are some questions.
Yeah. So what we have just talked about with all this information, I think you should be able to have a little overview of all the products from Safire, with the accessoires, with the testers, with our switches, with the network switches. So with all those devices, you should be able to do a complete installation of CCTV. Yes. How does it look in the chat? Everything clear so far, I guess, right?
It looks like you're doing a good job. Thanks a lot. So let's see. So let me stop a little bit, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, and this is definitely good for people that like to get started with this brand. Okay. We're gonna show you how easy it is to set up the devices. So what we're gonna do, I'm going to connect some new cables, okay, and I will make sure you can view the monitor side of the recorder. The monitor menu of the recorder is almost exactly the same as the web interface. So no more struggling. It looks pretty much the same. So you will not be getting confused. The structure of the menu is the same from the web interface and the monitor interface. We're gonna show them both of them, okay? So just bear with me. Give me up to 5 minutes, okay? I will leave the webcam on so you can see us struggling and maybe you can laugh. All right, but okay. I will cut the microphone.
Okay, we're gonna set up everything and then we're gonna be back in a couple of minutes. Alrighty. So we're gonna power this all over there, right?
No, let's stay everything here.
Oh,
we have the power supply over here. The only thing is the network. We really do not need that.
Let's see how far that goes. That one is good. Then we need the power supply of the... You're going to use this recorder or you're going to use the...
I want to use this one here.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Where is the power supply of the recorder? Do we know that?
Isn't that one here?
Let me see. Well, it's just a 12 volt, right?
It's just a 12 volt. No, you should check this one.
Ta-da. Do you want to use this camera?
Yeah, that's fine. mouse.
Yep, mouse is here.
So, welcome back. What have we done? We have a HDMI capture card connected to our system. So you should be seeing a small LED right now, and the big screen, you have the monitor. So you see, this is the mouse. It's connected here. Okay, right. Let me see. I don't think this one is factory reset. We're gonna do that as well. Okay. This it's gonna be recorded as well for later on how to factory reset and recorder. So in case you need to do a factory reset, for example after a firmware update, it can be only done, well, complete factory reset. Okay, so if you did a firmware update, you can use the web interface, don't worry. But if you want to give this recorder back for services or whatever, or you want to resell it again because the client needed an upgrade, you do a factory reset, completely factory reset. So we need to go to settings, right? Then we go to system, and then we go to backup restore. So we go to backup and restore. And then here at the top we see default factory. So what we're gonna do is on the web interface, you will see only the top part. This is to prevent people doing a factory reset and nobody knows about it. If they know the IP address of the recorder first, if they know the password second, and access security. Access security is not a bad thing. So you do factory reset. You need to put in the username and password. So the username in this case is admin. Then I created a password just for this training. I suggest on level of security you create your own password, okay? And then you do OK, and now it will do a factory reset. So now we wait. You already hear the recorder beeping.
Maybe we can talk about a little bit hard disks. How many hard disks can we put in each recorder? Because I think
yeah, that's a good thing. So like I mentioned, we have the 3000 series, the 6000 and the 8000. In ranking, the higher the number, the better, the more advanced recorder you get. The second number is the number of hard drives that you can put in. The 6000 series can have up to 2 hard drives. Okay. Then the third part of the number scaling is the amount of channels you can use. All right, so 08, like this model, can connect up to 8 cameras. And because it's a 6000 series, it can do up to 8 megapixel cameras. If you have the other one, the 8000 series, it can up to 12 megapixel cameras. And from one hard drive up to, I guess, 8 hard drives with the top model. So that should be more than enough. And it can handle on each hard drive up to 10 terabytes. So it's a whole lot of terabytes which you can put in some of our recorders. So that should be definitely more than enough to record whatever time you want. Okay? But don't forget, most countries also have their laws that you can only record for maximum of 30 days or 2 months, depending on the country that you are. Okay, so right in time. So this is our wizard. Okay, so today we're in sunny Spain. So it's right good, okay? So in here, we see all the languages that you can use. We can use English, German, Italian, Portuguese, Espanol, France, Netherlands, Dutch, Romania, something that never heard of before. It must be Scandinavian something.
I think that's from Croatia.
Oh, it's Croatia. Thanks, Philip. and Polish as well. So we pick the country and then next, okay? So you can read all this, but at the end you need to agree, otherwise you need to return the product. Yeah? It works with all the products. Okay, here we can select the time zone, the date, time format, 24 hours or 12 hours, DST, that's for the summer winter time, automatically. Put it on, please. You can add a NTP server. I'm not currently connected to the network, so I cannot do that. So we click next. So the default password is 123456. It's always the same. Now you can create your own new password, right? So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, QWER. Okay, enter. Now obviously we need to repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, QWER. We use this password a lot for testing devices, so I recommend, if you test a device about capabilities and how to set it up for the first time, use a simple password. For real life, I recommend to use a strong password. So what I also like during testing and demonstration is login, because I don't like to type the password with the mouse all the time, right? Okay, you can also create a pattern to log in. Okay. I don't think it's necessary to show you right now, because we all know that from our Android phones how to log in. So next. Again, default password, yes. This is the default password for the cameras you're going to connect. So, cameras. Today we want to work with the same password. Hey, want to check it? Did it right? It looks like it, right? So we continue. Now, this you do not see very often, right? In general, you have these secret questions that you need to choose. What's the name of my mother? What's the name of my father? In here, not. You can create your own questions and answers. So that makes it a little bit more secure and more personal. It's an advantage, right? As an installer, and you have a maintenance contract with your client, you can use your own questions. Okay. I will skip this part. Hard drive. Hard drive format. I will not do it right now because it's taking too much time. So you do that. You just click here, and then we continue. Okay. So for this part, we have set up the recorder. Okay. Now, wizard startup. Okay. I highly recommend obtaining an IP address automatically. In other words, DHCP on. Especially if you do not know anything about IP addresses or whatsoever, DHCP works always. Unless you have a bigger installation, you are recommended to use a specific IP address that is being created for this recorder. But usually those companies, they have an IT department or IP specialist to maintain their network. Okay. The DNS, I suggest you keep it at the one from Google. It's fast. So you do next. it sees already a camera. There's this camera. Unfortunately, this camera, I know, used to be connected in this recorder because it's got a strange IP range address, right? I know. So we're going to connect a different camera. This one as well. I know. And this really a nice camera. I know. I need to have a cable. I need to have a cable.
So then you have two different IP addresses normally, right? So if you connect the camera via PoE, or you connect it via to the recorder, or via PoE Switch?
Well, in general, it's got a default IP address, right? So if you buy the camera new, it's got 129.168.1.64. Okay. IP cameras, what I will show you later on, you need to activate via the computer. Right? And again, put DHP on. Unless you have all your PoE cameras connected to this PoE recorder. It's a bit easier. It's plug and play.
Plug and play.
Right? So, but now, to show you that even a little bit cheaper recorder, because there is a difference between the PoE recorder and the other one. Or sometimes clients, they already have a PoE switch. So they don't want to invest another extra into a recorder with PoE. All right? So let's see if the camera is already started. Now it's getting confused. Let me go previous, next. Okay. I know this one is in the same range. So I select this one. Okay. And then I do add. You see, one is not online. It's because of the IP address. Cannot ever connect. But anyhow, we can change that later on. And we do next. Now the beauty of all settings, you can select whatever you want. Motion recording, sensor recording, motion recording and sensor recording, always 24/7 motion and motion recording, always 24/7 and sensor recording, always 24/7 recording, motion recording and sensor recording, or you just select everything, including AI. So, well, you can click advanced to make it more advanced, but again, this is a basic training. So, we just leave it at the last part. Why? We have everything selected, so we're not short on anything. So, next. Next is the QR code. Okay? This is the QR code you can scan with the mobile application so that you can add the recorder directly into your network. If you click here, you will see the password. It's bind to this recorder, so I'm not going to show you guys. I'm sorry. So we click next. Cloud upgrade, next. If you don't want that, that's fine. Now we see here, Philip. Hi. So this is the basic of the recordings. You see camera over there, lights, and the setup over here. Right here. Okay. So we made a mess here, right?
We did a little bit. Yeah, that looks good.
That looks good, right?
I think that looks good.
Okay. Sorry. So basically, that's it. This is how easy you can set it up. Let me show you. Playback. Playback. You see? This is how we did it, right? You see how fast it went? Pretty fast, right? And in here, according to the setups of the camera, you see all the little different sources of recording. Blue is for scheduled recording. In this case, we selected 24/7, right? And we have point of sale that you can connect. We have motion detection. We have AI. We have sensor. Now you think, hey, sensor, but this recorder doesn't have sensors. Well, you can use the sensors of the cameras. So in here, for example, let me see. You have, is this alarm out? Oh, alarm in and out. So you can connect an alarm input and an output that you can control via this recorder, right?
So it's pretty good. So if your camera doesn't have, if your recorder doesn't have the alarm out or alarm in, you can use it from the camera.
Yeah, save you some money.
Or the other way around.
Or the other way around, yes. Okay, so pretty obviously, right? Okay, let's close this. Somebody's waving.
Somebody's waving.
Okay, you see me picking it up. Okay, let's close this. Oh, what? So what's the next part? I can show you how to back up a recording, right? Personally, I prefer using the web interface to make a backup, but since we already have a monitor connected, and for the clients that having a monitor connected, it is useful to use the monitor, to use the recorder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect the USB drive into the recorder. Let me see, just like this. Boom. We see here backup, right? Let's see. Backup status. We didn't have anything active, so we want to back up. And then we need to, you see the instructions, how you need to back up. You need to select the part that you want to back up. Okay, quite easy. We saw also that we can zoom in, right? So this is what you need to do. So let's select this one, okay? So you can select the channels that you want to back up. Okay, now we're gonna click backup, backup, and now we get a different window saying, hey, you want to back up camera 1 and 2. Why 1 and 2? Because it's selected, right? And it's connected, but it's not connected correctly. Doesn't matter. That's why you see 2 IP cameras. Okay, we do backup. Okay. On the external one, you can refresh. Unfortunately, we have a small USB drive here, only 7, but yeah, it's enough. Okay, now the most important thing. In here, sorry, you can use it for the AV format, MP4, or private. Really important, private is encrypted. That means without encryption key, you cannot view it. Without proper software, you cannot view it. These two, you can view it, but cannot count as evidence in court if you need that. Many countries, you need to report the footage within 24 hours to the police that you have recordings, and always in private. Otherwise, the footage will be not able to use as evidence. Why? Because it cannot be manipulated. MP4 or AVI, just like we are recording now on MP4, and later on we're going to edit this to use parts, and we cut out the laughing and the errors that we make and the mistakes that we make, right? So you can manipulate footage. So then you say, hey, but you have the timestamp. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count in court. Maybe you can convince somebody, but it never counts in court. Okay? And yeah, small private stuff, or you want to share quickly, you do this. Okay? The other one is private. So what we're gonna do is we select private. Okay? Then we can select also the directory we want to do that. But in this drive, there's no directory. So for example, if you have directories on a bigger drive, you want to put it in a certain directory, you select the directory, okay? So then we can create even a new folder, okay? No, I never saw this one. Add. So it's pretty easy, right? So here you set the password, okay? And here you can do no encryption, okay? But still you cannot play it on a Windows player or in your Mac. You need to have the special player. So this player will be installed on the on the drive as well. So let me put the password.
So it's pretty good if you download your recordings in private, you will have the player automatically download it as well.
Yeah, the recorder will put it there as well. Okay. And then now you will see that the goes pretty fast because it's not a lot. Now the backup is successful. And in here you see also, we saw backup status. So we see all the backups, if you're using the same drive, what has been done. And you can also delete it, but we don't want to do that, right? Because later on, I will show you in the computer how you can view back the recordings. It's pretty simple once you know how to do it. It's not a lot of clicks, okay? This is the part of backing up, and in the on the web interface, it's even more easier and works exactly the same way. Now, do you want to show the setup for the motion detection and
sure we can
show some AI tricks?
Yeah, I think we're gonna just show you guys how to set up a simple event. The good thing is that it doesn't matter what type of event you want to set up. It's basically always the same procedure. So we're gonna set up a simple event. I'm gonna go into the settings. So this pop-up window is gonna go up. Then here we select the AI event, and here we can already choose which event we want to set up. If it's a simple motion alarm, or if it's perimeter detection, face recognition, depends on what camera you're using. So I would say I'm going to show you the simple motion detection, and then maybe later on the, for example, a line crossing. So here we just click on motion detection. Here we can see the cameras which are connected and online. Obviously we have this one connected, but it's not online, so we cannot set it up. Okay, so this will be then the motion camera. We can select it. We can choose which schedule. So here we have already a few pre-configured, or we can also set up our own schedule we want to have. Then we have here several triggers. Obviously, we want to have the recording. If we set up this motion detection event via the recorder, we can also select other cameras if other cameras are selected. So I can set up the same event with all the cameras which are connected. So, but right now we have this camera. I can also select a snapshot if I want to have a snapshot. So I just drag over here my camera, say OK. I can set up a push notification. I can set up my alarm out if the recorder has an alarm out, or if we want to use the alarm out of the camera. So in this case, we don't have an alarm out in our recorder, so we could just use the alarm out of the camera. But this is what we could do here. If the recorder would have alarm out, it would show up here. We just do the same. We just select it, drag it over, and say OK. Then we can set up a preset. This will be something for a camera with a zoom or a PT set camera. But I think we're not going to go into that because it's a basic training. We can set up a buzzer. And then here the last part is the recording. So this is the basic setup for the motion. So the triggers and the schedule we want to have. We have everything set up. We have to apply it. And then we can go into the motion settings itself. So what can we do here? We can select which area we want to have the motion detection. So what we basically do, we can, this roster comes by default. So what we can do, we can clear it, and then we can just select the motion detection. Let's do that. Ferdi is just coming in here. So we're going to set this up. We then turn it on. We can choose the sensitivity, if it's high or low, and the duration, which goes from 3 seconds all the way up to 2 minutes. So we can set this up however we want. And this is basically how we set up a motion detection. So obviously we have to apply it, and then we have it. So we can actually even test it. So we go back here. We go here to playback. So actually, if I'm going to walk now in front of the motion setting I have just done, it should show up right away. It might take a few minutes, but it would show up here, and it show. You can see it. Here's the time. We have it here in yellow. We can also see it here on top. Yellow is motion. So that's how you set up a motion detection. So actually pretty easy. And just to show you that everything is basically the same, I'm going to show you also like a simple line crossing, how we do that. So we go again on AI events, then we go to perimeter detection, and then we see here on top the camera we want to use. If we have several cameras, you can choose the camera up here. Then here we have the perimeter detection events. We want to do a line crossing. We can either use the technology of the camera or of the recorder. So if you use it from the camera, we can enable it here, and if it's not enabled, it is used by the recorder. Then here we have the parameter settings, like where we want to have the line. So we can just draw a line wherever we want to have it. We can clear it and can correct it. We can choose the schedule, like in motion detection, the ones which are pre-configured, or again, we can set up the schedule we want to have. The duration, like in the motion detection as well, from 3 seconds all the way up to 2 minutes. We can configure up to 3 lines, and we can choose the direction, in which direction the line crossing needs to be detected. So from A to B, the other way around, or both directions. So I'm going to say here A in both directions. We can apply it. We can go then to target detection. So what do we want to detect? We are now here inside an office. So we obviously just going to choose the human target. We can apply this. And then the third point is the trigger. So we have just here our general triggers. Like I said before, we have several cameras with audio, with light alarms. This specific camera we have here is an SL. So that means it has sound and light. So that's why you can see here those audio and light triggers. We have obviously the trigger record. We again have the trigger alarm out, either camera or the recorder. In this case, again, the recorder has no alarm out, so we could use the alarm out of our camera. And camera name and preset. So that's basically it. We apply it. And then we have set up a simple line crossing event. We again can check it if it worked. We go back to playback. And then we're going to scroll in here a little bit, so we're going to see it. I'm just going to walk in front of the camera. And it takes a few seconds, and we go out, we go back in, and then we should have our line crossing event showing up if I've done it correctly. Yes, so I think this is how you set up a simple event via the recorder with just the monitor.
Can you also show them how to... oh wait, I just dropped my microphone. Sorry, guys. Can you also show how to use the flashing light?
Sure. Okay, yes, so we have this LCL camera here. So what we can do, we go again into our settings, right? So if we go back to our perimeter alarm, we have set up the line crossing event. We go to the trigger. So we have down here, we have our triggers, audio and light. So that means after a line crossing, I want that my camera is just having an audio played and a light is flashing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to select it and apply it.
You need to enable.
Enable it.
So let's go to the...
So that's what it is.
To the image. Here to the
parameter settings. So we have the line crossing.
So we have the line crossing. So maybe you can walk over there. So I hope you guys can see it. Definitely you can hear it. Like there's the flashing.
Exactly. So we're gonna
please stop it.
We stop that again. Apply it. And also those, we're gonna enable the event.
So okay. Pretty annoying, right?
Okay.
Maybe you should select the other camera.
Did I choose the wrong camera?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's just one camera.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's basically it. You also can set up or configure a little bit your audio and light alarms, not just in the event itself. If you see here, event notification, which are basically the triggers, we can also configure them, set them up. So this is the audio. Here right now, we just have set up the howling alarm, so we can do, we have different voices, how many times, then the language, and also the schedule. So here we can set up the voice, and we can also set up here the light alarm. So it's enabled, the flashing time, so you can see how many times it should flash and in which frequency. So yes, this is the simple setup of an event, AI event via the recorder. Yeah,
great.
I think that's about it. I think, what else you want to show? You want to show some basics of where to find information on the recorder as well?
Yes, I want to show you some basic configuration via the web interface.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people like to work on the web interface, right? Well, we are technicians, right?
It is a little bit easier sometimes to work with the web
There are
interface.
still people who do not work with web interfaces. That's why we also show you how easy it is to do it with the monitor of the recorder. Especially the day-to-day things you need to know, like backing up and how to set it up. I guess you're already familiar with it, okay? Of course, there's a ton of other options, but we're talking about 80% of the installations that what we see is 24/7 recording or motion detection recording. And we follow the wizard. We select just that one and it's done. You're ready. You don't need to think. You cannot forget stuff, because a lot of times forgetting stuff is usual.
You don't even have to set up an event. It's basically just working. After the setup of the wizard, your system is ready to go.
So what we're going to do next is I will disconnect some wires and I will connect some other wires so that I can show you the web interface of the recorder. I'm going to show you also the IPC manager tool. This is how to activate cameras and how to reset cameras. Okay, this is one of the reasons that I did not reset it. I would like you to see how easy it is being done via the software. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think if you have a half an hour more time, will be great. And if you want to see some advanced settings, yes, that we will do as well. Not today. We're gonna make short videos. I think those things on this basic training is not for here. So if you want to start with the recorders of Safire Smart, with the monitors and all the other cables of Safire and the connectors of Safire, you're welcome. Please get them, get a tester. All right, so remember that we saw the IP address, this one, okay? It's a faulty one, okay? Requesting. If we have the username password correctly filled in here, like here we can see it. Yes, I used this password for this camera, but it didn't show in a recorder because it's got a wrong IP address range. So if you have the password correctly, you can see all the camera feeds. For example, if I select this one, I cannot see it because it's got a different password. You see? Let's begin with the worst scenario. Okay, the worst scenario is we forgot the password. Okay, let's do that scenario. We forgot the password. So what can we do? We go to factory reset configuration. Okay, keep this one in mind. Okay, the DL. So we click here on I don't remember the password. Okay. And I click on restore. Read the small letters. Within 30 seconds, I need to disconnect the camera from the power supply and put it back on. Okay, I will do that right now. Restore. Please choose the device first. Oh my God, this is always what I'm forgetting. It's selecting device. Here, it's not just make it blue. Blue is just to make it visible on the other side in this little monitor. Okay, restore. Restore. The command has been sent. So what I do quickly, I unplug the cable. Okay, the cable's unplugged, and I will put the cable back in. Right. So let's see. This takes some time. Okay. Now, what do I want to do right now is to I want to see the IP address of the recorder. It doesn't show up here. Why? Because I'm connected, like I told you guys, on 2 networks. And sometimes it doesn't work that smoothly with the software. Sometimes it does. Maybe because I'm streaming as well from this laptop, but I should be able to access it, right? The router is on, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Right now. Let me double check. Yeah, the router is on. So now let's see where the let me show you what okay, let me directly show you what I'm doing. Okay, let me see. Put this a little bit up. Okay. Sorry. So let me show you directly what I'm going to do, because I need to know the IP address. So I go to network, I go to TCP/IP, obtain the address automatically. At the end is the 6, okay? It's gray. That's nice. Okay, close it. Close it. Okay. So going back to my laptop and opening the internet browser. It was not 2, that's from the other recorder. It is 6, enter. Now, again, you need to read everything. Click on OK. You see here all the languages that you can choose from. Again, username, password, admin, and I have the password. No. Okay, you can check your password. Nice. And you enter. You can even save it if you want to. Okay. How nice is this? We have a direct view without installing any plugins. I know it's a lower quality. If you want to have the original resolution, 4K, yes, you need to install the plugin. But what is more important is to have a fast and quick view when you want to look. If there is an emergency, if you think something is going on, you want to have an image as fast as possible, right? Okay, great. We go back to the program because I want to see if the camera is being resetted. Okay, we do refresh. So I click on device model. By the way, this program is scanning all cameras in the network. I'd rather was connected to just one network, it would be better. But because of we need to stream the live view, it's a little bit more complicated. Okay. So now what we see here, we see the default IP address: 192.168.1.64. So now we need to activate the camera, and we need to create the password as well. So let's do it. Let's keep it simple, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, QWER. 1, 2, 3, 4, QWER, right? And we save the configuration as well, okay? And we just click activate. At least one camera needs to be selected. I'm forgetting this all the time. Maybe I'm not activating cameras more than enough. Activate camera. the command has been sent, and we need to wait a little bit. Let's see. This is in general working way faster, but because it's connected to 2 network cards, it's a little bit complicated. Well, it works in some point. We just need to be a little bit patient. It says failed here. I will do the same recordings again, but then only on one network, so that you can see on this part how really easy it is. You see the program is struggling and don't know which network to look for. Yeah, I see the camera.
Okay, now there it is.
Here it is. We still have image. And we see that it's activated right now, right? This is the case of being connected to 2 networks.
Special conditions here, but normally this IPC Manager tool works pretty well. The activation is actually fast.
Oh, we see it right now. I mean, now I do the obtain IP address automatically. We can also start giving IP ranges and then use this. So if you're more advanced in networking, you can do this. But for testing reasons, purposes, getting to know the product, I also recommend using DHCP. On the installation side, you can figure it out what is best for you and for the client. Okay. I also always recommend using fixed IP addresses for your surveillance stuff, and in usual you can check or get in contact with the ISP. What is the DHCP range of the router, and then outside the DHCP range you give out the IP addresses to the devices. Okay, now I do set. Okay, so now you see here setting. We wait a bit for feedback. If it's done, we do a refresh. It's our lucky day today. I think the laptop is struggling with all the processes behind the recordings and streamings. Anyhow, here it is. See? You see? Now you see it's successful. Okay, great. Now the other challenge. Get it connected to the other router again, okay? So now we are going to close this one. Obviously, we don't have a live view anymore because I disconnected the other network cable. So what I'm going to do right now, take this one out here and put it back here. So let me see if everything is connected. Good, finally. Okay. We see the other one is still disconnected, right? So how to change that? That's over here. You do go to edit camera. You see it's offline, obviously, because it's the whole wrong camera. So what we're gonna do is we delete this one. Delete. And now we're going to here, add camera, or to the other right side as well. Quickly add. Quickly add is really nice. It scans all the cameras on that network. Okay. You see, you don't see the other cameras because it's not connected. It's just that network. This device is already activated. Nice. Great. Something that we did not discuss before is default password. In here, we can edit the default usernames and passwords. So if you have any other OnFIF camera in your network, you can use the OnFIF admin and password. You can even use the Hikvision cameras on this recorder with a fixed password. Dahua is working as well. And you can add other recorders as well to this recorder. Okay, but anyhow, let's check this one. Okay, we're gonna do the default password 1234 QWER, and we click on save. Okay, another security. We need to use the username password of the recorder. In this case, that's the same because we use the same username password. Oh, that's the password, Ferry. No. And we double check. Yeah, correct. Okay, so we do OK. And then we click on add, and it's saved successfully. You see both of them directly online. And if you see the stream, let me see this one. Now we have the recorder side. It shows directly also on the recorder, right? Okay, let's go back to the web interface. Something else could be useful and very powerful. Direct preview. Do we have the correct camera? How many times you have like 10, 20, 32 cameras, all list. Look, just like we did right now, like 80% of the installations, you see the name IPC. And you know what? Here we have two different models. But in an installation, there are all the same models, or 2, 3 max different models, right? So if you know you want to have the correct camera, you just click on quick preview, and then you can edit the one. You can also directly edit here and say, hey, this is the camera that is on the door, pointed at the door, or any other name you want. You click OK, and now you see here door. How convenient is it? Like this, you see it's the alarm camera. Let's say this is at the back side of the house, or in a garage, or in the basement. You check, okay, click, it's still red, right? You click on edit, and you can change the name. Really easy confidence, especially if you like 32 cameras. Which camera you need to edit? They're all, you don't know, number 1, 2, but because of the preview, you know directly which side you want. Now the nice thing, configuring this camera, you just click on this one. It will open the web interface of the camera. How nice is that, right? No special things needed, no plugins needed. Bam, here it is. Okay, I can save it. I can go to configurations. I can see if there's alarm in, out. I see it's got an SD card. It's on SD card recording as well. Audio alarm. Can not do anything. But here you can do something. Audio alarm. You can even put the lights on.
Yeah. You can.
Oh, it's not on?
Yeah, you can see it. It's flashing.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Oh wait, you can see it in the monitor, right? So you can put the flashing lights on from remote. It's off now, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, great. And what's this? Audio. Okay, great. So in here, you can go to the configuration page. Like Philip already showed you how to do a line crossing. It's also possible from the web interface. Also doing a backup, restore, or firmware update. Next, I want to show you something else. Time-lapse recording. So I noticed that we lately got some requests it's going on right 1 year or so. It's like if they do new constructions, they like to have a time-lapse recording of the construction of a new building, or whatever time-lapse recording you would like to do, like if you in that kind of things. Well, for construction companies, this could be really nice, like having a time-lapse recording and at the same time working as a surveillance system with a recorder. This you can set up as well. So you go to storage, and then you go to snapshot. Okay, in here, if you format the drive, you can set a quote for the snapshot and a video quote. So if this one is connected to a recorder and the main goal for the camera is the snapshot, you put the other way around. I would say save also some space for the SD card video recording. Imagine somebody steals the recorder. You always have footage on the camera, because that's the first thing that people will do. If they want to do bad stuff, they want to break in, the first thing that they're going to do is steal the recorder. After watching this video, they want to steal the cameras as well. I'm sorry. Okay, so recording, schedule, snapshot. So you can choose the format. In here it's only JPEG. You can choose the resolution. It's only this one. You can do this in a higher resolution as well, because this resolution is the second stream. So how are we gonna do that? So we go to display settings. No, we go to audio and video. Sorry. You see here the format. So we're gonna use the HD format or snapshot. We select the main stream. That's the maximum, and we do save. Okay, go back to storage, go back to snapshot, and now we see automatically that we have this version with a low image quality. I would like to have snapshot snappy, so we select high quality if your purpose is to capture a time lapse of a construction site, for example. Interval 1 second. Let's see, what is the maximum? Okay, so the maximum interval is 3,600 seconds. That's 5 minutes, right? Or is that 50 minutes? Oh, not so good calculating.
No.
Snapshots quantity 1. Oh, you see, it's 1 till 20. I want. This is like a little bit funny.
It's an hour.
So it's an hour. So it's 1 shot, 2 shots an hour. Great. If you want more, because of sometimes the shot is not really perfect, like enable timing as well. You can say, okay, I want to only this from daytime to nighttime, construction hours, or 24/7. And then you click on save, and you have your snapshot recordings. And here in search, you can search, and we see we cannot play this because of the resolution on my laptop, you see.
No.
I need to install a plugin. But we should be able to download this. This, this is the part of the people counting that we're gonna make another separate video of, because this camera can also do counting. Let's go back to the recorder, because I promised you guys to show you that it's also easy to do the
backup in the recorder. We can do the same thing via the playback, like we saw before. So I select the cameras, I click on search, and you can see over here the settings and the motion recording that Philippe before put in. So we can click on play, and we see here a motion. You see, it's working fine. Next up, recording settings. You can do that from here. Same thing with the other side. But we need to select first the startup backup time. So what can be done is, for example, put it on pause. Okay, we have selected here the starting point. And now we need to select the end point like this. Okay? So now we have the starting and end point selected. And we click here on backup download. Please select the start time and the backup time. Didn't I select it?
Should gray out a little.
Ah, yeah. Yes. Okay, now I did it. So there's nice things of warnings. Again, you see, format local on my own laptop in this case, or remote device. So having a USB drive always connected on your recorder is not a bad thing. You can make your backups from remotely. Okay. And again, we can select private or AVI. And we click on OK. And if we click on OK, we will ask to do the encryption, or we select no encryption and we do OK. Now remember that we did a backup, and it's here already, and now it's on the progress is done from the other backup as well. Okay, let's do another backup.
Also keep in mind the encrypted recordings can just be downloaded on the external USB drive.
Yeah, I will show them that later. Well, I'm going to show them right now. So locally, on local, I cannot do that encrypted. So I need to select the path, and do I have a USB drive here? Oh no, that's the microphone. Let's put it in music. Okay. Okay. Then I click OK. Now I have everything downloaded. I can see here my backup. My backup status. I can see that here. Now I'm going to I'm going to open that one. Music. Oh, that's
Here it is, the IPC. Yep.
Oh yeah. So I can open this one and play this one, and you see what I just downloaded. Now the other sample is the USB drive. So I'm gonna take out the USB drive. Here, you have it. Luckily, I have one more USB connection free. I put it in. Continue without scanning. Okay. In here we have the player, playback from USB. We open that. it needs to extract all. So we do that on the same drive. I hope there is space. We open the player. And from the player, we can open files. Please select a disk. What I'm doing wrong. No.
Can you drag this in the
Yeah, in the same folder. Oh, it's already running. Great. Okay. I am so smart.
there we go.
Here I have the folder eventually selected. See, I'm not doing this very often, but you guys, don't worry. This I will create a new shorter video, cut stuff out, do a nice voiceover. It's going to be in different languages, so you can send this directly to your clients. And if you want us to make it in your own language, send us the recommendations, and we see what we can do for you. Okay, so let me make it big, right? So you can all see it very clearer. And I can do also it on one screen. What I say? Okay, so one. So if there are many more, you can have 4 or more. What do I see? A lot. Okay. So this about this. Questions?
I don't think. No, there's no. There are no questions.
No questions. Okay.
I think that's.
Let me show you one thing quickly. For example, in here there's the file. You cannot play this one. You cannot edit this one as well. If I do double click, it will ask you. If I open the VLC player, it will not work. If I click play, there's nothing to be played.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we know how to set up the recorder. We have added cameras. We have set up a 24/7 recording schedule. We even have checked now how to set up a simple event. We know how to do the backup via the USB stick, external USB drive, via the web interface, or via monitor and mouse locally. I think with that we have pretty much covered a basic installation, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I don't know. I think we might have to complete that a little bit with just where to find the basic information on our device. For example, where can I do an upgrade if there's an upgrade available? I think that could be a good information as well. And
those videos we will add
later on. Okay.
Anyhow, if you have suggestions, because sometimes we run out of suggestions, we basically make our tutorials on incidents or questions from installers. And because this is a basic video training, you might be stuck somewhere because you're new into CCTV. Some things might be very common for us or some installers, but if you might be an electrician or you're an IT guy, you might run into issues that you never seen before. Let us know, and we will create a short video for it, because you might be not the only one. That's how I see it. So for the rest, I would like to really thank you guys for joining this training, and Philip as well. I think we, again, repeating myself, we covered everything. Oh no! You prepared this one, right?
I've charged it. It should be charged right now. Yeah.
This is how the tester looks like. Let me make this big for you guys, okay? All right. This is basically how the tester looks like. It's very sturdy. It's got some nice protection around it. It's got PoE out, so if you want to connect the camera, use the battery. You're gonna use this one. See, this one is a bit low because it needs to charge. What can you do more? You can measure the voltage with it, amps, etc., etc. If you go back in the menu, you have the main menu. It's a touchscreen as well. It's based on Android. You should be able to install Tetris on it. But okay. Basically, you can scan all your devices. It's got the HDMI in. So one of the feedbacks that we got is that some people, they don't bring any monitor because they bring their laptop. How to activate? So there are two things. You can bring the small monitor that we just showed. Where is it?
It is down here.
Okay. Or you can bring this one. I need to say, because this one is bigger, it's more easier to use, it's smoother. This got a little bit of latency, but for activating a recorder, this one is really fine. And later on, you can do everything via the network. So, well, that's it from my point of view. And thank you for helping me and joining me, Philip.
Yeah, I would say that's it. So I hope with this information you can set up your your CCTV surveillance system with Safire. I think with all the devices we have shown you, you should be able to do everything without any issues.
Nah, me too. Okay then, thanks guys, and see you in the next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to know more about our security products, subscribe to the Visiotech channel and activate the notifications to always stay updated on the latest videos.